What we're looking at is the website of George Takei. Now, first thing off, I need to apologize if I mispronounce his name because I really have no idea. Is it Takei or Takai or Takei or I don't know. Another thing you need to know about me is I'm really not into the Hollywood set. I don't know who celebrities are unless somebody tells me. This guy I know because I did a little background research, and this is Sulu of Star Trek fame. You may remember him back when he was younger and better looking. But he posted this on Facebook, not Facebook, but Twitter rather, and it says, "This is not a true democracy." Or rather, this is not what a true democracy looks like, is it? And we will forgive him for the typo. We should have put a question mark at the end of "is it?" But we're all human, we all do that. Give the guy a pass. What we're not going to give him a pass for is not comprehending that the United States is not a true democracy, but as we all know, it is a republic, which in my opinion is a form of democracy. So I frequently refer to America's democratic system, and when I do that, inevitably somebody will leave a comment informing me this is not a democracy. It's a republic, representative form of government. But, you know, the problem here is liberals like to play both sides of this. They want whatever form of government serves them best. And I gave you a couple examples of this. South Africa has one man, one vote. Well, you got a population where the overwhelming majority have an average IQ around 70 or lower. Keep in mind that 70 is the threshold for mental retardation. So the overwhelming majority of the population of South Africa is, on an average, retarded. And these are the people who are selecting their officials. No wonder South Africa has a problem with government corruption. So one man, one vote doesn't necessarily work, and fortunately for us, the founders of our country understood that and crafted a democracy, and there's that word again. You can yell at me for not saying republic, but they crafted a democracy with stopgaps to make sure that corruption did not ensue, which inevitably is going to happen if you have one man, one vote. One person, one vote. Excuse me, feminist. Okay, let's, by the way, I think Mexico is another example where you have one party that dominates virtually every election with very few exceptions. Okay, according to some of the retractors, after he said what he said, is somebody, it looks like by the name of Paulina, and she, he, or it says, you can't tell from the name, and you can't really tell from the icon, but I'm guessing it's a woman. So we'll say she says what you're calling true democracy is called direct democracy and has been a tool of forming totalitarian control in all but a few areas of the world, and these areas are some of the most homogenous communities around. All right, she makes a good point. Let's take a second here and point out the hypocrisy of these people being left-wing lunatics. There is a city in Indiana, we reported on this last night, in which the mayor decided that their city would no longer celebrate Columbus Day or Good Friday because, according to him, those holidays are not inclusive, they are intolerant, and they may offend people. He just made a unilateral decision as far as I know. I don't think the city council even voted on it. Maybe they did. I don't think so. All right, but in a true democracy, or a pure democracy, you would not have a mayor making a decision. What you would have is a plebiscite, which sometimes is a valuable tool. And I wonder what would happen if the people of Bloomington were given the vote, up or down. You can vote to call it Columbus Day, or you can vote to call it, I think they called it Autumn Day or something stupid like that. Something inclusive. I think the majority of people would say, nah, we want to keep Columbus Day. The point that I'm making is this: liberals will whine about not having pure democracy when it suits them, but they will demand pure democracy or straight democracy, one person, one vote, when it does suit them. Seems to me they're really not interested in democracy at all, but what they're interested in is imposing their stupid views on the rest of us. This retractor goes on. Let me scroll down here so I can get it on the screen so you can see it. It would be a recipe for civil war on a scale like the U.S. Imagine the resentment 3 cities owning the whole country breeds. I think the point that this person is making is that if we had one person, one vote rather than an electoral college, you would have these highly concentrated areas where left-wing lunatics dominate, like Southern California or New York. And whatever New York and Southern California wanted, that's what the rest of the country would get, whether we elect it or not. Now let's think back to the late 18th century. Go back to, I don't know, early 1770s. We had a similar problem where there were a group of people living in what became the first 13 states at the time with 12 colonies. And there was this centralized government thousands of miles away who were dictating to these people how they should live. Most importantly, they were imposing taxes, burdensome taxes on these people. So they revolted. They said, "You do not represent our best interests." All right, now if we were being controlled by Southern California and New York City, how long would it be before the people who live in the flyover states said, "You do not represent us, we're going to break away and form our own country"? Maybe they would not be that extreme, but there would certainly be some revolt of some kind. Or let's put it in this context. What would happen if the liberals didn't get their own way? They throw a hissy fit, right? But it was a fair election. They went by the rules, in spite of the fact that, according to some rumors, there may have been as many as 3 million illegal aliens who voted in this election. What's more, we know for a fact that there were 1 million Muslims, for the first time ever, registered to vote. These are people who have been imported into the country, in my opinion, expressly for the purpose of being placed on the voter registration polls so they could vote for Democrats. In other words, what happens essentially when we bring Muslims into the country, Democrats knowing that only 6% of them are going to vote for Republicans, and probably most of those do it accidentally. They know that these people are going to overwhelmingly vote for Democrats, so they bring as many in as they can to stack the deck, to rig the election. That is why we have a problem with one person, one vote, because Democrats like to register dead people. Somebody said recently that currently there are 4 million dead people registered to vote. And according to exit polls, yeah, I'm being facetious, but according to exit polls, virtually all the dead people tend to vote for Democrats. So anyway, thank you, Sulu, for your brilliance. But if you don't mind, I think we're going to pass that the Electoral College has been serving this country well for who knows how many generations, and the fact that you and your pinhead liberal friends don't happen to like it has no bearing on me whatsoever. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen that says subscribe. If you've not yet joined the thousands of people who have subscribed to this channel, we encourage you to do that right now while you're thinking about it. Thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to share this on social media.
Click the red button to subscribe.